In 2007, a 14-year-old boy in Florida wanted to earn some extra money. But instead of looking for a job, he decided to start his own business as a drug dealer. He figured he would just make his deals over the phone. So he called a potential customer and offered to sell them drugs. The person on the other line agreed to buy an ounce of marijuana and some crack cocaine. The two parties then arranged to meet in the parking lot of a school. Sounds like he's about to make some easy money. But when the excited teen showed up, he got the shock of his life. The customer turned out to be a Gulfport detective. He had accidentally dialed the officer's personal phone. So instead of making a quick buck, he was arrested on charges of possession of 18 grams of marijuana with intent to distribute within 1,000 feet of a school. The 22-year-old driver who gave him a ride was also arrested as a principal to the crime. That person was also charged for driving with a suspended license. Interestingly, the detective's phone number is unlisted. Police also said there were no similar numbers found in the boy's cell phone. They concluded that he likely dialed a random number to try to drum up new business. After being charged, the teen was released from custody. Hopefully he'll now start looking for a more legitimate way to make money. In 2018, a similar incident happened in Florida. Only this time it was a text message sent to an officer's phone that simply read, "Hey, do you have bud? I might need some." The stunned officer then sent a picture of his badge with the message, "I think you have the wrong number." He then added the line, "Drugs are no good for you." The person replied back with a shocked face, saying, "Oh my God. I'm so sorry." No doubt that person was also relieved that the cops didn't try to arrange a meeting and arrest them. Instead, the Gainesville Police Department shared 2 photos on its Facebook page showing the text exchange. As you can tell from the comments, this post quickly became pure entertainment for their followers. It also received thousands of likes. This might be the only time someone attempted to purchase drugs from a police officer and was able to walk away and laugh about it later. They probably enjoyed those Facebook posts just as much as everyone else. And you can be sure that from now on, they will always confirm who they are communicating with on the phone. We're not sure why this seems to happen so much in Florida, but here's another one. In 2022, the Flagler County Commissioner was busy sending calls to residents about upcoming elections. Oddly, someone called back with a question. Here is how the commissioner described it.
The guy said, "Hey, do you still need what you needed the other day?" And I went, "What are you talking about?" And it really threw me off. I said, I think you have the wrong number. He said, "You don't need the 8-ball?" For 4 hours, we went back and forth on text, and he finally agreed that he would walk down to the lake at Birds of Paradise, and he would bring the drug.
Once the commissioner realized what was going on, he called the sheriff's office to set up a fake drug deal with the caller. Later that night, the 18-year-old alleged drug dealer showed up to sell cocaine. However, once he saw the detectives, he reportedly tried tossing the drugs into the lake. After he was searched, police said the suspect didn't have cocaine, but he was carrying 3.17 grams of fentanyl. While that doesn't sound like much, officers said that's enough to cause over 1,500 fatalities. The suspect was then booked into jail on charges of felony drug possession and illegal use of a communication device. His bond was set at $3,000. So the suspect spent 4 hours trying to make this deal happen. Instead, his persistence got him arrested. In 2015, a 21-year-old Ohio man was wanted on several outstanding warrants, including alleged burglary and safecracking, abduction, assault, domestic violence, criminal endangering, and some bench warrants. So it's no surprise that the Butler County Sheriff's Office featured him on their Warrant of the Week Facebook post. This was in addition to posting his information on their website. When you're on the run from police, common sense should tell you to keep a low profile. In other words, don't call any attention to yourself and stay off social media. No fugitive in their right mind would taunt police on the county sheriff's Facebook page. That would only make police more determined to find you. But as we've come to learn, dumb criminals are usually not in their right mind. Then again, Sometimes people just like seeing themselves go viral, even if it's for the wrong reason. As you can see, this man from Ohio appeared to be no different. In response to the police asking for the public's help in finding him, he posted this comment on their Facebook page. "I ain't tripping, half of them don't even know me." Just hours after that post, Butler County Sheriff's Office responded with the following message. "Andrew Markham, if you could stop by the sheriff's office, that'd be great." When another poster questioned the way law enforcement used Facebook to track down criminals, police replied, "Hey, it doesn't hurt to ask." But officers weren't just using Facebook. They also posted messages on their Twitter account as well. In this post, they even show Markham a picture of his future accommodations. Later that day, they made it clear that they were closing in on him. Butler County Sheriff Jones told reporters that Markham appeared to like the attention of being a wanted man. But apparently police were closer than he realized. With the help of tipsters, deputies were able to trace his whereabouts and he was arrested a few hours later. The sheriff even commented on the mugshot where a red-faced Markham appeared to be crying after his arrest. They also informed their social media followers that Markham will be off Facebook temporarily. That's because there is no social media access in the Butler County Jail. It should also be noted that a family member later said that Markham wasn't crying. Rather, he claimed that police posted a photo from a previous arrest that was taken after he had been sprayed with mace. While we are unable to confirm this, there is one thing we can definitely confirm. When you taunt the police in a public forum, they will have no problem making a public spectacle of you. And at the end of the day, you'll only have yourself to blame. In 2020, a woman attempted to steal a battery-powered chainsaw from a local hardware store in Idaho. But as you can see, there is a big problem with stealing something of this size and shape. How are you supposed to get it out of the store without being noticed? Well, let's see how this genius handles it. Here she is carrying the saw to a secluded aisle. She then appears to loosen her clothing so she can stuff it someplace on her person. Now she picks up the saw and shoves it down the front of her pants. But she has a problem hiding the bulky handle. So she has to try something else. First, she places her other items on the shelf. It was later determined that the bags contained stolen merchandise. Now she tries to insert the saw in the back of her pants. At that moment, another person walks by and briefly watches the woman struggling. They even appear to speak briefly. The other person then walks away. Meanwhile, the woman continues trying to shove the saw into her pants. Even though she manages to secure the item, you can clearly see the large bulge in her back. She then grabs her other stolen items and starts to leave, but hesitates. Instead, she takes a detour and goes out a nearby exit. The store manager later said that the woman had stolen a bag full of merchandise along with the chainsaw tucked under the back of her jacket. Officers were later able to make contact with the suspect. She initially told them that she brought her own items in the store to compare. Police said her story changed multiple times. But since they had her on video, she finally admitted to stealing over $1,100 in merchandise. She faced 2 felony charges of grand theft and burglary.